welcome back. At least 45 people, including 12 children, have been killed in a bus crash in Bulgaria. Fire engulfed the bus near a village about 50 kilometers southwest of the capital, Sofia. Officials believe the bus had hit a barrier, but are unsure whether it had caught fire or crashed first. 7 people were taken to hospital with burns after managing to break the windows and escape. Most of the passengers were tourists from North Macedonia returning home after a holiday in Turkey. Senior lawmakers from Britain's ruling Conservative Party are said to be worried about Prime Minister Boris Johnson after he lost his place in a speech to business leaders and then rambled on about Peppa Pig, a children's TV cartoon character. The opposition had a field day, calling Johnson's performance shambolic and embarrassing.
So with safer streets, with great local schools, with fantastic broadband, forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Hands up anyone who's been to Peppa Pig World. Not enough. It's fantastic. I was a bit hazy what I would find at Peppa Pig World, but I loved it. And Peppa Pig World is very much my kind of place.
The Netherlands remains tense after 3 nights of violence in major cities during protests against strict anti-COVID measures. Prime Minister Mark Rutte condemned those who attacked police and set fire to vehicles, calling them idiots. He said he supports the right to protest, but would not condone those who resort to violence because they dislike policies that are aimed at protecting people from COVID. There were also demonstrations in other countries, including Belgium and Austria, as governments tightened curbs to stop a COVID wave sweeping across continental Europe. Police in the U.S. state of Wisconsin have named the man who plowed his vehicle through a holiday parade, killing 5 people and injuring 50. The tragedy on Sunday shocked the nation and sent the city of Waukesha into mourning. Wenna Wong reports.
And so we remember
Wilhelm Hospital,
Virginia Sorensen.
At a vigil attended by hundreds, religious leaders in the U.S. city of Waukesha read out the names of those who died in the tragedy.
Tamara Durand,
Jane Coolidge.
Tonight, this vigil is a small first step in healing for our community. Tonight, we know that we have many more steps to go before we feel any type of closure from the pain that was wrought last night.
Around half of the casualties were children. 18 of them were taken to the Children's Wisconsin, a local hospital where 6 remain in critical condition. As the community continues to reel from the tragedy, police released more details of the man who plowed his SUV through a holiday parade after fleeing another crime scene. 39-year-old Darrell Brooks Jr. remains in custody.
We have information that the suspect prior to the incident was involved in a domestic disturbance, which was just minutes prior, and the suspect left that scene just prior to our arrival to that domestic disturbance.
Authorities are drawing up 5 charges of intentional homicide against Brooks, with the potential for more. Wenna Wong, HKIBC.
U.S. President Joe Biden has expressed confidence in Jerome Powell and renominated him for a second term as head of the central bank. Wall Street welcomed the decision, but progressive Democrats are unhappy. Johanna Chen reports.
Jerome Powell has been given another term as Federal Reserve Chairman to keep bolstering the U.S. economy. He was appointed by former President Donald Trump in 2018, and there was speculation that he would be replaced when his term expires in February. But President Joe Biden decided to keep him on.
At this moment, both of both enormous potential and enormous uncertainty for our economy. We need stability and independence at the Federal Reserve. In the last administration, he stood up to unprecedented political interference, and in doing so, successfully maintained the integrity and credibility of his institution.
Powell's main task following Senate confirmation is to tackle inflation, which at 6.2% is the highest in 3 decades and is hurting working families.
We know that high inflation takes a toll on families, especially those less able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We will use our tools both to support the economy and a strong labor market and to prevent higher inflation from becoming entrenched.
Powell was a safe choice, with both Republicans and moderate Democrats crediting him for staving off an economic depression. But progressive Democrats argued that he's too soft on Wall Street and weak on climate change. They threw their weight behind Lael Brainerd, the sole Democrat on the Fed's board. Instead, Biden made her vice chairwoman, which would allow her to succeed Powell if the Democrats retain the White House. Johanna Chan, HKIBC.
Hong Kong shares headed south for the 5th session in a row, with the Hang Seng Index falling 1.2%. E-commerce titan Alibaba dropped 3%, near its record low after slashing its annual revenue growth forecast. Concerns about the quarterly earnings of mainland tech firms continued to affect sentiment. Food delivery platform Meituan continued to lose ground, dropping 3.1% as it prepares to release its 3rd quarter earnings later this week. Now let's take a look at the markets. Hang Seng Index was down 299 points. Top 10 active stocks: Tencent's down $13.20, Meituan's down $8.60, and JD.com's down $4.40. Hengten Network is up 73 cents and Tracker Fund's down 28 cents. Wuxi Bio is down $4.40. Forex against Hong Kong dollar, euros trading at 8.76, British pound at 10.41, and Australian dollar at 5.62. UK market, FTSE 100 is down 0.29 points. On to the weather now. Fine and dry tomorrow with the temperature between 15 and 20 degrees. Mornings will remain cool until the weekend. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for Tuesday night. Join us for more news at 11. It will be the last time I'm reporting the news on HKIBC. Thank you for the past 2.5 years. I'm Grace Ma. Good night.